Greetings, programs, and welcome to Mornings of Mischief with Pop Culture Therapy. I'm your host, Stone Loki, and today, can you believe that Ricky Gervais just kicked the shit out of Hollywood at the Golden Globes?
And as yet I was traveling very slowly. What if I went faster?
Couldn't miss supporting you, brother, and good morning to everyone. Good morning to you, Chris Persia. Thank you so much, man. I saw your message the other day when you're like, I can't believe I missed your first show. Oh, dude, I'm going to be doing this Monday through Friday, every day, 8 a.m. Central, -6 GMT for our people across the pond. It is really nice to see you here, brother. Thank you so much for coming. Swings back. That's true, Eris. Eventually, it has to swing back, and it has to give. Died and gone out to pasture movie theaters. Yeah, Hollywood is rapidly dying. Josh and Rebecca Momini, dude. Greetings, one and all, and welcome to Mornings of Mischief. I'm your host, Stone Loki. Good morning, everybody. I hope you guys are doing well. I hope everything's going well. I hope you guys are kicking ass and taking names. How long can you stick around before you become a character of yourself? How long can you be around before you've lost the plot? You've got no idea what the hell is going on, but you're just going to stick around because, by God, that's what everybody expects you to do. It is a question that I have been going over for the past week, maybe week. There's been some events happening that I have questioned. Why the hell am I still messing with some of this stuff? So over the last couple of months, You may have noticed. I know Cotton noticed that I was using um, more music than I was using before. You know, you don't get the intro I just played, the music that I found 5 years ago, got licensed for the past 4 months. Every single time I've used it, every single time I have played the intro that has that music on it, I've gotten claim from Shutterstock. And I've got a license. I send them a license every single time I get claimed. Um, and they let it sit. They let it sit for 30 days until their 30 days passed. And then they don't ever fight it. They just let it sit. The reason why they do that is because the more copyrights you pile up, the closer the countdown gets to basically YouTube going, you know what? We're tired of dealing with copyright BS with you. And we're just going to shut you down because you keep using copyrighted material. Even though I have a license, even though I paid for that license, even though I bought that license, they don't want to honor that because I didn't buy it through them. Yes, Shutterstock, I'm talking about you. I didn't buy it through them. So in their mind, they can sit there and keep claiming me and claiming me and claiming me because, oh yeah, Punkwaddle remembers. Oh yeah, the different music. What Shutterstock wants is Shutterstock wants me to pay a $200 fee to them every couple of years to keep using that song instead of the license I already have, which is in perpetuity, which means that I don't ever have to pay again. I don't have to keep relicensing the same piece of music every few years. Shutterstock doesn't want to deal with that though. They want me to go through them. So they claim me, and then I put in my license, and then they let it sit there for 30 days. So I call up Mexican Iron Man. This is just one of the things, one of the bullshit things you have to deal with. I call up Mexican Iron Man the other day, and I said, look, what do you think I should do? He says, it's $200. You just do it. And I said, you don't think literally they're holding the channel for ransom because they want me to license through them, even though I already have a license. He said, just do it. It's only $200. Just do it. And, I've been fighting the urge to basically be like, because why should I have to? And I get it. I get why you say that. But it's not copyrighted. Why should I have to continue to pay for something that I've already paid for? It's just the licensing has changed hands. And now they want to say, well, you didn't go through us. We won't bring legal action because we're just going to keep hitting you. But you're going to get hit every single time you use it. And we're going to let it sit there for 30 days until it winds out. So I did it. I said, fuck it. It's not worth the headache. It's not worth the BS I'm dealing with. They're holding a knife to the neck of something that you care about. So that made me think about why do I continue to care about this so much? It's been 5 years. So, and I'm not going to tell the story again because I've told it before multiple times. Today was the first day I ever was on a live stream. Tomorrow will be the first day I ever did a live stream. Monday will be the first time we ever had Mornings of Mischief. Yada, yada, yada. 5-year anniversary. I went and guested on this guy's live stream. It was fun. It taught me a lot. Why did it teach me a lot? Because I thought I'd just go on there and I'd have my little list of things written out, pre-planned to say. And I realized throughout the course of the live stream that is not what I needed to do. I needed to, and Abunas went on ahead of me and actually absolutely burned the damn whole place down. So I decided not to be scripted. I also Loved what I did. So I'd been doing videos. I'd been doing uploads. I'd been doing all kinds of stuff. I was covering the hell out of the Joker, the original Joker release, because everybody was all the news media, all of this, all the lies and the BS that was going on said that if you went to one of these, you were going to get hurt, you were going to get slaughtered, you were going to all these stupid things the media came up with that was going to happen to you if you went and saw this movie. And what did it do? It made everybody go see the movie. And honestly, it wasn't that great. And Plant Boy, that's right, Plant Boy. See, Pepperidge Farms remembers, and so does Josh Momney. So does Project Storytime. Yeah, I dead named you. So what? The Mominies do 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 do. The Mominies do 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 do. And I've come to the realization that I don't want to become a caricature of myself. I don't want to overstay my welcome. I don't want to miss what I used to be. So the question is, Boosh, take your hat off, boy. That's $1 bill. That's right. The Mominies. Do 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 do. Thank you. Do 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 do. The Mominies. Do do. Everybody used to do that. So they'd see projects show up, and they'd all start the Mominies. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. The Mominies. Greetings program. Greeting. I even said that. Okay, so you go back, you look at, January 6th, 2020. I even said that. I said greeting programs and welcome to Pop Culture Mornings of Mischief on Pop Culture Therapy. I'm your host, Stone Loki. It's in the first 5 minutes of the show this morning. I don't want to lose what makes me me. That's right. Punk Waddle. I don't want to lose what has made me me. I don't want to do this, just do it. I don't want to wake up every morning and come on here because I feel like I have to. I have an issue. And that issue is I don't do normal YouTube content. I'm already a caricature of myself. That started as soon as you started jumping out the window. And people started putting capes on you, flying out the window, and all the memes. And of course, but that's why people love you. That's part of you now. That's part of what makes Mexican Iron Man Mexican Iron Man. So you can't help that. That started in the very beginning. I was full of fire and anger because I saw something that other people refused to open their eyes and see, which was the lies being told by the legacy media, the lies being told, the fingers being pointed. You are an ist and oba Yahtzee, and our show is great. Now we're coming to find out that the suits didn't like it. Corporations didn't like it. They just went along with it because they had to, because they couldn't call their own shows trash. They just couldn't do it. And good morning. So many people coming in. Punk, Snacks. You guys, I want to tell you something. From Ironcaster, Punk, Snacks, you guys are like a new generation coming in that are going to take over the reins. You are. Istophobes unite. That's right. Damn straight. Cotton's got it. And we did. All us istophobes united and said, no. No. And why? Because our generation did more to bury all that shit and say, you know what? None of that matters. And then they brought it all back. And we told people that. And we were, again, Yahtzees, Istophobes, whatever. Because we were bringing that up. We buried that shit. Kronos, what is up? I got me a Kronos. He's right up there. Kronos came out with his own action figure. Kronos came out with his own merch. Look at that. Kronos. I bought your merch, bro. I got your merch. Absolutely awesome. Love it. Get your Kronos action figure today. You can get him today. Absolutely awesome. As soon as I saw him, I was like, he will be mine. Oh, yes, he will be mine. There's all kinds of little knickknacks buried all over the studio because I love shit like that. There's stuff hidden all over the place. There's a Mexican Iron Man coin there. There's a little Loki figure there that I believe is from Sean Westbrook. There's stuff all over. Shawnee Step sent a huge package for Christmas. Thank you, brother, so very much. I gotta do some stuff on that. But what's the deal, Loki? Why is this like? Because I don't do things like other people do them. As Mike would say ad nauseum, I guess I'm not a YouTuber. I come on here and I do my show and I guest at a couple of places, but you don't see me pumping out videos left and right. I've been told over and over again that I need to get my shit together and put out more content. Content. What is up, Sean? He says, in the words of Doc Holliday, I'm in my prime. Of course, he had tuberculosis, so he's probably not a good reference. Probably not. Good morning, Sean. I'm in my prime. I love that movie. Best Western movie of all time. Loki, do you like AC/DC? I don't know. What do you think? I was wearing this. That's why I pulled this out, because I almost never wear this. Usually you've got your Metallica shirt or your black or whatever that I wear every morning. I wore this the night that I did my first live stream on someone else's channel. First guest spot I ever did. But I knew once I did that, once I got off of that live stream, that I didn't want to go back to doing 5-minute and 10-minute videos. Why? Because I loved how non-scripted it was. I loved how you could just talk about anything. Love how random it was. And I loved this. I loved getting to interact with people. Even you, Cotton. Even you. Not this morning. I loved this interaction. That was more important to me than videos and uploads and all that shit. And I paid for it. If you listen to, and he's not wrong, if you listen to Mike, I have not done what I need to do to maximize my subscriber count and views and all that stuff. I haven't. Why? Because I don't do uploads. I don't do what everybody else does. And to get ahead, Snowdub knows this. I absolutely applaud what he's doing. Why? Because he loves doing it. I don't do the daily upload stuff. How many, to me, how many political videos can you do before you burn out? Well, Snowdub can do as many as he can. I could not be on like, oh, it's the 47th episode of Liberal Tears. He loves it. because he enjoys it, because he laughs his ass off when he's making it. I don't. And that's what's wrong. That's why I have not taken advantage of this to the best of my ability. And I have been called dumb. I've been called stupid. It has been told to me, do not listen to this guy. A very big YouTuber in his 10,000s said, don't listen to Loki. He doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about because he won't play the game. Exactly. My dog ate my YouTube video homework. I don't enjoy it. I don't find it. I don't get any fun out of it. And when I do, here's here's the problem. When I do, it usually never goes anywhere, and I don't feel like I've wasted my time, but I feel like I've made this great thing, and no one's ever going to get to see it because it's just not pushed through the algorithm. Why? Because I don't do uploads. I don't do regular daily uploads. And I'm not bitching. I'm not bitching at all. I'm just trying to get it all out on the table and explain why I don't do stuff, just like everybody else. There's a live streamer video coverage guy that looks over all the Disney stuff and all that shit that said, I think you're just being lazy. You just don't want to blah 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 do the work. I do editing for people all the time. That doesn't bother me. It's not the editing that bothers me. It's that if I'm doing something just to do it, what's the point in that? What do you get out of that? If I'm not bringing 110%, I have failed. I have failed. If I'm not giving you 110%, I have failed. And I'm not giving you 110% when I do an upload. Now, if I work consistently on that upload, if it's something green, evergreen content that'll keep going and going and going and going and going, a project, if you will, not just something I threw together and got online and said, hey, I'm going to spend 5 minutes, guys, talking to you about this. Here you go. Here's your daily Loki video. Then, yeah, I get something out of it. I enjoy it. Breaking. Making videos for YouTube upload is not fun, and neither is doing taxes all day. Mike does not get any enjoyment out of dealing with the chaos and the nonsense. And I get it. I get it. You know how much stuff people do every day that they hate? And I'm just told, get with the program. You shouldn't be enjoying everything you do. Why not? Why not? Why shouldn't you enjoy the work you do? And when you bring that up, man, you should be enjoying the work you do. This is what you get. No one enjoys getting up and going to work every day. Can you change that? Can't you change that? Oh, with millions of dollars and blah, 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 blah. I'm sure you could. Yeah, but then what's the point? Where's the chase? What's the point? It's like going to a strip. It's like going to a strip club for Mexican Iron Man and getting laid. He might be like, woo woo. But I'm sure there are people that are like, no, there's no chase behind that. There's no challenge. You just go, you put your money down, and you get what you want. Oh yeah, you can get laid at strip clubs. Oh yeah. I guess you haven't been to those certain back rooms. That doesn't mean you want to. Because if they'll do it with you, they'll do it with anybody. That's too easy. I don't want easy. I want to enjoy. And I don't want to feel like I've become a character of myself. Are there videos on the way? Just be sure your shots are up to date. Oh, that's a crazy one. You just need to have the right game, but you don't get them out of the club and real names and numbers. That's right. That's right. See what Mexican Iron Man's doing there? It's fun for 5 minutes, and then you got to worry about what you're taking home with you for the rest of your life. So don't give me your number. Skull, American Patriot Pat. What is up? Good morning. Good morning to everybody. And some of them you don't have to pay. I've never paid a woman for that, unless you count the fact that I had to go through a divorce and have an ex-wife. I had to pay for that. Maybe, possibly. It's possible she was talking about that. You never know. So where do you go? Where do you go from here? Tomorrow, exactly. You always pay eventually. Sooner or later, you always pay. Tomorrow will be the first live stream I ever did. Mornings with Loki on Pulp Culture Therapy. Monday will be the first Mornings of Mischief that I ever did. Is it better to walk away than fade away? I think Kurgan asked that. Or he said it's better burden hell than to fade away. I don't ever want this to become some place that just fades away. Why? Because I care about it too much. I care about it too much. Maybe that's another problem. I care about all of this too much. I put too much thought into it. I put too much thought into who I want to be, what I want to be, and how I want to go forward in the future. Maybe that's the problem, is I put too much thought into it. This place, Valhalla, showed up when I had nothing. It sprung into creation when I had absolutely nothing. Is it time to let go? I always thought he said it's better to burn in hell than to fade away because he's in that church. And happy Halloween, ladies. The penguins. He cares for them. Well, he cares for all his children, my son. That will be his undoing. Gotta love Clancy Brown. Gotta love Clancy Brown in Highlander. Do I need to let go? Hold your arms in a victory V every morning. I was happy about my divorce. I was happy to be done with her. I still had to deal with her for years after because of kids. But I was happy. I think that's what burned her ass so much was I wasn't a crying wreck. I wasn't a slobbering drunk. I wasn't any of those things. It's a line from Def Leppard, Loki. Yeah. Kurgan's line was taken from Neil Young's song. I was happy about getting divorced. I was happy about being done with her. I like being slobber and drunk. I did it with a smile on my face because I was done. I had put up with so much bullshit and so much crap and so much dog shit that I was happy. I was happy that it was over. The day those papers got signed and everything was done, I went outside, I smoked a cigarette, which is probably why I'm coughing so bad now. I smoked a cigarette and I smiled. And she walked out, and, little tears in her eyes. After what she did, right? And lit up a cigarette, and told me how much that she was sorry for any drama that had happened between here and there. Because she tried to get me to sign this thing that basically gave all my parental rights away and put the ball completely in her court, which luckily enough my lawyer caught and was like, But it was over and it was done with. I knew when to say enough was enough. Oh yeah. Love them. Don't just like them. Love them. Why? Because they're clicking your shit. They're giving you the thumbs down. Haters keep you more honest than people that love you. And they're going to have all kinds of negative shit to say. But you'll know when you're over the target. You'll know. You'll know when you're over the target. You'll know when you're doing the right thing. You'll know when to open those Bombay doors and let loose. I don't want to lose that. I don't want to lose that I know what I'm doing and I know why I'm doing it. Which begs the question, do I want to overstay my welcome and not leave? I originally said 10 years. That was a prayer that I would make it that long. And now I've made it half that. 5 years as of today. 5 years live streaming as of today. Should I just quit and get with the program? Or keep doing what I've been doing and trust that I'm still over the target and I'm fighting the fight I enjoyed fighting? Everybody said we were nuts. Everybody said we were nuts. They said we were istophobes, whatever. Just for pointing out something that was so wrong in something. Now eyes are opening all over Britain because they've got a gang gape problem. And it's been there this whole time. And it's been covered up by the government, by the press, by what's happening. It's happened here. We already saw it. We already saw it here during the election. Lies mounted on top of more lies, mounted on top of more lies. Biden's great, guys. Biden's absolutely great. He's sharp, sharpest tack. Anybody remember that? They've got people believing that they're going to arrest Trump on election day and Kamala is going to be sworn in as president. They've got people convinced that that's what's going to happen. Trump will be arrested the day he is supposed to be sworn in for crimes against the country, for the insurrection bullshit, and Kamala be sworn in because she's the one who ran against him. Keep your eyes open, everyone. That's what's going to happen, right? No, that's not what's going to happen. Loki, you don't do this for money. I didn't when I started. I'm not doing it now. I don't ever want to get to that point. Y'all do this for the juice. We've been lied to continually. UK's been lied to continually. You've been called Istan Obes and Yahtzees because you don't like something. The UK has been called Istan Obes and Yahtzees for protecting its children. How long will this continue, and how long will it be allowed to continue? How long will it continue? People have to open their eyes. They don't give a shit about you. The people in this room, the ones talking in chat, the ones hanging out, the ones greeting each other this morning, you guys care more about each other than any government cares about you. You're just a number and a statistic. That's it. That's all I've done. And I'm sure a lot of people would say 6,000 is not a lot in 5 years. Snowdub used to get shit all the time because he's been here longer than me. Snowdub's been here like 8 years. Mainly live streams. Does some videos every once in a while until the election thing happened and the liberal tears video started. And now he's pumping them out like candy coming out of the Wonka factory. And I completely support that. Even though people have told him, stop making them. No one wants to see them. Go back to doing what you used to do. And yes, people tell people that. Stop being successful with numbers and go back to the way things used to be. He's on a run. I've had multiple chances to be on a run. And you know what I didn't do? I didn't keep making videos. That's on me. If I got 2,000 views on a video, which I did just last year a couple of times, I should have kept up with that content. That's what everyone will tell you. That's what Valiant will tell you. That is what Gary will tell you. That is what Geeks and Gamers and all these other places will tell you. Is keep doing the videos. Keep doing the videos. Keep doing the uploads. Keep at it and just swarm it with content. Part of the problem with a lot of people is that they do irregular uploads. What's an irregular upload? Oh, I might do one this week. I might do one 2 weeks from now. I might do only one a month. I might do none a month. It is very difficult to keep an audience focused on what you're doing if you're just throwing out a video every once in a while. People wonder, why am I not getting the views? Why am I not getting this? When I started out, I was getting blah, 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 blah. Are you still doing what you did when you started out? Well, no. Okay, you haven't been consistent then. This is what Mexican Iron Man would tell you, but no one listens to me because I'm not a YouTuber and I am Mexican. I have listened to you. I have. He always say Loki never listens to me. I do. I just don't always do what he tells me to do. I listen. Otherwise, I wouldn't be telling you what I am now. I just don't always do what he tells me to do. Evergreen content. Keep working, keep uploading, keep doing something. But then the question is it just going to go nowhere because I live stream all the time? I am working on something. There is a project I'm working on, which will consist of multiple videos, multiple uploads this year. They won't be every day. I don't even know if they'll be every week, but they're passion projects. They're things I want to work on. One of those things is going over the different Final Fantasy games that have come out over the last 40 years that I've really enjoyed. What's wrong with them, what you need to play them, how best to play them, what the best versions are, story stuff, things that people don't normally talk about. I miss Final Fantasy. You get plenty of 7. 7's everywhere. The rarer ones like 8, which has an absolutely great, crazy, insane story that doesn't always make sense. It's got plot holes, is often overlooked. And they're going to overlook it with the remakes. They're not going to make 8. They remade 7. They're not going to remake 8. They're going to do a new remaster, a widescreen remaster of 9. I'm pretty sure they're going to go back and remake 6. Do a remake in the vein of 7, like they are a remake in the vein of what they've done with 7. And that's if Squaresoft can survive. Why? Because a lot of these companies are getting hammered a lot worse than you think they are. They're just getting backup. They're getting financial backup. That's a lot of that's going to stop. Sundowners Club, Sean, what's up, brother? Says, I can vouch for that. You do consistent videos and you grow. When I've slowed down to focus on work and family, it doesn't grow. That's just something you have to accept or put out more videos. Yes. There it is. Guys, Sundowners has a hugely successful channel. He's got great content. He knows what he's doing. You're not doing the consistent weekly Geeks and Gamers, Nerdrotic, 3PO, Drunk, all that. If you're not doing the consistent work, things fall off. People stop watching. Why? Because you're not there all the time and people have short attention spans, especially now. Dig Outlaw has been a member for 51 months. Holy shit. And he's at top tier. He's been at top tier since day one. I'm here because you are here, brother. I'm here because Mike, Chris, Mark, Josh, and many others are here. I have other things that I could do. Trust me. I choose Valhalla. I choose you guys. Thank you, brother. Thank you, Adega. And this one's just for you, brother. Never let that fire stop burning bright.
Long live the fighters!
Holy crap, that started coming out of my TV. That was so weird. Are these not working? Are these not on? That might explain a few things. How that happened, I do not know. There we go. That's better. Holy crap. Who would have seen that coming? Plug it in, plug it in. Plug it in, plug it in. I choose Valhalla. Okay, so you guys might have seen the graphic that Chris Persia used, the Viking. The guy with the battle axe that looks like Odin on the front of the thumbnail for the video this morning. That's mine. So I'm pretty sure that I can pop that on a shirt. And I think that's what I'm going to do. Put that on a shirt and it'll say I choose Valhalla on it. Something else that I've got to get back into getting set up and getting ready is all the merchandise stuff. Everybody used to love to get the tapestries, the shirts, because that other store sucks. It really does. The old one was bad, but from my understanding, the quality control has been fixed since the coup has been over. So do it, Loki. I need some new Valhalla merch. I choose Valhalla. So you will get a Viking shirt with the Mr. Odin with the battle axe on it, and I choose Valhalla. That is one of the things I will work on this month and make sure. So we'll go back to Teespring. Tapestries. We are here to view the tapestries. Yeah, that's a tapestry. The dragon is right there. You can't really get a complete look at it, but yeah, like that. There's another one right there. So I love those things. Mike got one. Mike's got one up above his. I see I touched it. It's stupid. Mike's got one up above where he streams. So yeah. Do what you like. Get what you like. Have fun with what you do. You know what I want more than I want a whole bunch of money? I want to have fun with what I do. I've had a lot of jobs. I've done a lot of things. Pat is like, dude, how many places have you worked? A bunch of different places. And I've done a lot of different things. I've been a drug counselor. I have driven trucks. I've done newspapers. I've worked at a casino. I worked at a prison. Everybody knows I worked at a prison. I've done a lot of different things. If you are a Scottish lord, then I am Mickey Mouse. How dare he? Good morning, Orville Nation. Good morning, PJ. And it's $1.99 super sticker, and it's your number one. Thank you, brother, so very much for the $1.99 super sticker. This one is just for you, brother. Keep kicking ass. Keep taking names. Never change who you are. PJ Sko!
Long live the fighters!
So where do we go from here? I got 10 minutes. Where do I go from here? Tomorrow, we celebrate. We get together because I know Dave Bob was there. Dave Bob was there. Arwen wasn't there yet, but Dave Bob was. The first mornings with Loki tomorrow. And we'll talk about streaming and things that have happened while we've been streaming and the crazy shit that's gone on. Monday was Zero, Will, and I invited Mike, but he never showed up because he doesn't show up for shit on this channel. Because he's not a YouTuber. We'll be back Monday with Zero. Maybe Mike will show up for that. I don't know. Valhalla the coloring book. Valhalla the comic book. Valhalla the breakfast cereal. Valhalla the flamethrower. The kids love this one. I said you don't. I didn't say you didn't. I said I threw you a link, but you never came in. Because I've got to tease the shit out of him. Because yeah, that's my job as Loki. Is to tease the shit out of Mexican Iron Man. Because I love him. I love all you guys. If I keep going, you guys have got to tell me. I know Cotton will. I know Mike will. Don't let me become a character of myself. That's something I count on all of you for. I don't want to be anything but the god of mischief and chaos. No, I don't think I'm a god, but you know what I mean. Valhalla, the hanging car air freshener. Loki is a pyro. He's the god of fire. Loki is the god of fire. Why do they call Loki the god of fire? Because he brought fire to humanity. He's the giver of fire. He took fire from the gods and gave it to mankind. That is why he is also exactly like Prometheus. Both Prometheus was a Titan. He wasn't in the Greek pantheon. He was a Titan. Loki is not part of the, he's not one of them. He's an outsider. He's someone who came in from the outside. He was part frost giant. Titan. Loki gave fire to mankind. He took it from the gods and gave it to mankind. Prometheus took fire from the gods and gave it to mankind. Prometheus and Loki are the same person. They're just different religions, same stories. The reason why the Greek and the Roman pantheon is so similar is because it's the same pantheon. It's just the Romans renamed shit and took it and ran with it. Loki is that. The Romans, a lot of what you see from the Vikings in Scandinavia, the Vikings that would one day go to Greenland, Norway, a lot of even the barbarians that Rome fought in Germania, they're all what the Vikings would eventually become. The Vikings are the descendants of Germanians, the barbarians at the gates. And they knew because a lot of them were captured and a lot of them were enslaved and a lot of them were taught the Roman ways. They knew about the Romans and they knew how the Romans fought. So if you've ever seen Vikings and they talk about the battle formations and how they would use the shield wall, it literally is a adaptation of the phalanx, which started with the Spartans and eventually moved over to the Greeks. And eventually the Romans took that knowledge and used it. And eventually the Vikings took that knowledge and used it. Don't worry about seeing the Viking show. Some of it's great, some of it's bullshit, some of it's like eye-rollingly, especially the last couple of seasons. There are a couple of good parts in the last couple of seasons. But everything else is meh. The last couple of seasons they did. Because they didn't hold to history. Like they do all this stuff with Rolo because it's what's in history, right? But then when it comes to Ragnar's sons, they just kind of piss all over that. And they change shit up. I think Ibar's the closest that we got to what one of his kids, Ibar the Boneless. They called him Ibar the Boneless. Because his legs didn't work. I think they did the best. That was the best job they did with any of his kids. I would have said Bjorn. Ironside, Bjorn Ironside was absolutely positively badass until the last 2 seasons of the show. And then they absolutely positively screwed it all up. So yeah, Bjorn Ironside. They call him Ironside because it was impossible to hit him in battle. Or you could hit him, but he had iron sides and you weren't going to hurt him. You weren't going to damage him. He was impossible to hurt. He would go, in history, he would go up and he found, I think, Switzerland. He was a traveler. He was an explorer. He was like the Vikings version of Christopher Columbus. They completely messed up Bjorn. Yes, they completely messed up Bjorn. As much as Ragnar was important for going and finding Europe and finding out there were more lands to the west, Bjorn would go all over the world. Bjorn went everywhere. And he would eventually become a king. And he had sons, and they would become kings. So they absolutely positively screwed up Bjorn, and they did it. They did it for diversity and inclusion. Boom. Thank you, Penny, so very much. Sean's such a good guy, guys. If you haven't subscribed, go and check him out. Sundowners Club. Absolutely wonderful content. There is no one that knows Game of Thrones better than Sean. Period. End of. Anybody that tries can kiss my butt. He knows Game of Thrones. He is a Game of Thrones wizard. He should have been one of the people sitting there talking with Gary when the original show was on. Yes, I'm talking about Gary from Neurotic. He should have been on those panels talking with the boys when they were talking Game of Thrones because he knows it all. He's read all the books. He's got detailed files and all the craziness. I love Black Girl Vikings. And they're gonna use various things in history to try and justify that this is the way it was. I'm so sick and tired of the BS. Just like you. I'm sick and tired of it. It burns me out. You think that, oh, Loki's talking about Star Trek again. Loki's talking about this again. You think you get burned out? I have been burned out. I was so burned out, I turned my back on all the bullshit. I don't watch any new Trek. I don't watch any new Star Wars. And it's NU, not NEW. It's NU. New Trek, new Star Wars, new any of it. Why? I got burned too many times. Just sitting. I just want to sit down and enjoy a show. I loved Vikings for a long time. I loved watching Vikings for a long time. I thought it was a great show. And then they screwed it up for diversity and inclusion. Because they have to, right? They're told they have to. You have to. You have to do this. Want to be a part of the social credit score? You got to do this. Make a sacrifice on the altar of woke nonsense. And we'll let you into the club. But then we'll pile more and more shit on you and make you do even more. It's not just about the initial sacrifice. It's about all the sacrifices after that. Oh. Only TV I watch anymore is history stuff. I'm getting to that point, but they're going to change that too. Why? Because they feel like they have to. They're under pressure to. Do you think that if they are allowed, they would have let any of the stuff in Britain out over this whole thing about these gangs running around doing what they're doing? No. Do you think if the head of Louisiana wasn't like, no, this was this kind of an act, that the FBI would have come back and said, well, yeah, we said no, but really, do you think any of that would happen? Do you think you'd known what kind of flag they were pulling behind the truck? That they put a coat over conveniently to hide from the press so no one saw it? All of you are waking up and you're opening your eyes and you're seeing all the lies the media has told you. You're seeing all the lies these companies have told you. You're realizing that the people they have been pointing a finger at and trying to shame are the ones who are simply trying to tell you the truth. They're the ones simply trying to tell you the truth. They're the ones trying to inform you of the BS and the bullshit that's going on. Why? Because for some weird reason we care. For some real weird reason we give a shit. Thank you all for giving a shit about Valhalla, for seeing this for what it is, and for being a part of it. Guys, take care. Be excellent to each other. Always speak friend to enter. We'll see you tomorrow for the weekend review. Have a great Thursday, everybody.
These videos are tremendous. Like, comment, and subscribe, and hammer that notification bell. These videos are tremendous. Like, comment, and subscribe, and hammer that notification bell.